It's absolutely hot as fuck outside right now. I don't know how hot it is, but I could feel it, dude. Is it sun raining right now?
It's sun raining, bro! It's sun raining! It's sun raining!
Kind of making it worse by drinking hot coffee, but anyway, I woke up at the ass crack of dawn at the whopping time of 2 p.m. Woo! Oh man, am I gonna get attacked by fucking... I hate bugs, dude. When it comes to squats, man, I got weaker. And, you know, it makes sense. You know, I stayed away from the movement for months. And so I could only get about 275 out for a couple reps. And yeah, that's strong. And, you know, that's a lot. But, you know, it wasn't a lot for me. You know, I'm not very happy with that. And so dealing with my injury still, like, dealing with the results of my injury still is still, like, annoying. And it's still, like, kind of discouraging in a way. But, like, you have to understand that eventually you're gonna make your way back up because you've been there before. You know, it's kind of like gambling. You win once, you're bound to win twice. Getting into that mindset of trying to kind of talk to yourself in a way that it's gonna be okay is important when it comes to recovery, because if you've done it once, you can do it again, especially if you haven't fallen far from where you've been. I bring this up a lot, but also this is what I have. This is what's been going on. The back injury happened February, and so as of last month, maybe 2 months, I've been getting back into the like heavy movements, and so it hasn't been too bad. You know, it's just very humbling that putting that weight that I used to do on my back is now almost close to failure to me. It can be discouraging to see where you've been compared to where you are now, and you are worse than where you were before. And you need to learn to talk to yourself and come to an understanding to yourself that you are not the person you were before. The person who you were before might be the worst person ever, or they might be better than what you're doing right now, or how you're doing right now. And that's okay. I feel like that's part of being human. Well, I think, you know, the whole point of being human is to go through changes. Because as you go through changes, you become this person you're supposed to be. I don't know if you guys watch this cartoon, Steven Universe, but I know it's a very controversial character, but Rose Quartz, her love for Steven, you know, it was very deep, even though they never met. And so Rose's message and Rose's like fascination with human beings is that the fact that they have the power to change. She always like envied that power for human beings, even though she was, spoiler, she was a diamond, and diamonds, you know, they are the strongest, you know, they're the strongest kind of gem alien they could be. We're this powerful being to admire and to envy. This power that we have to change in order to invent who we are is very different, because we're always watching media that has something to do with something that's not real. Putting our powers into light is very different. I've always liked that fascination, and I've always liked the fact that Rebecca Sugar, the creator of Steven Universe, put that into light to give the viewer something to relate to and something to be fascinated about ourselves. Physically, my body is worse from post-injury, you know, but my mindset is different. What I've learned from this is that you have to be patient with yourself, even though you think you're on this almighty high of, I'm gonna get stronger, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Yes, you are, but if you rush the process, you're gonna fall. Post-injury, you know, I was squatting 315, and I was able to go up to like to 355 pretty well, you know? And then post-workout, it was so scary to put anything on my back in any like pressure or weight to bend over or do anything, that I avoided anything that had to do with loading my back, putting load on my back. And you know, you're supposed to do that. Like, I had to change the way I slept, I had to change the way I did things, the way I squatted to get things. I needed support to like bend over to grab something. It was crazy. It sucked. I see lifting as a privilege. I went through shit that some people deal with every day. And so not being able to bend over, like when it comes with age, you know, your back, your hips, whatever, that starts to deteriorate. I got a little preview of that, okay? I'm not comparing myself to an old person, you know. Being older is really hard. Yeah, your shit don't work, basically. At the end of the day, your shit don't work. And one of my shits didn't work. And that was how that shit sucked. You have to take your passions and you have to put them into the blessings category. You have to put them into the privilege category, because you're doing this shit for fun. Other people can't do it at all. And I know I talked about this in the last video, but I'm getting to something. I don't know what it is, but I'm getting to something. When I was squatting, the most I could do was 315 for a couple reps. Whoa, get away from me. Whoa, get away from me, get away from me. Get away from me, get away from me, get away from me, get away from me, get away from me. You're gonna get struck. I swear. The voices, no. What I'm getting down to is that I'm injured and I'm only squatting less than what I was able to squat in the past. At some point in my lifting career, I wasn't able to squat that at all. Post-injury, my weakest, I'm squatting what I couldn't in the past when I first started. When you remember where you first started, it makes things feel so much better. 275, you know, it's not impressive, but it's not light. I will fight you.
They leave their dogs out so much. It's hot as fuck. I'd want to be inside too. I'd be barking shit.
What I'm trying to tell you is remember where you started. Because where you are now, even if you feel like you're doing worse, you are doing better than where you were. In this aspect of strength, I'm doing worse than what I was before. But at my lowest, I'm still competing with who I was before. Way back when. When I started to lift, 275 felt so heavy. 275 still felt heavy, but I'm doing it crippled, you know. Imagine when I'm at my full power. The way you see your circumstances will determine how well it goes. If you go into anything with a negative mindset of you can't do it, of you're not going to be able to do this because you're not enough. You're not going to be able to do it, not because you're not enough, but it's because you jumped in from the get-go that you're not going to be able to do it. When it comes to doing things scared, you have to try to find the light in the fear, because if you don't, you will fade. You will fade back into these dark thoughts. That's not good. It's not good. It's not good, motherfucker. Long story short, what I'm trying to say, look how far you've come. Yeah, there was a couple setbacks, but you're still able to progress. You're still able to grow. And it might not be the growth you've wanted, but it's the growth that you needed. Okay, I know I was, crying about squats, but that deadlift, I did that conventionally, and that shit went up quick. I hurt myself when I was doing conventional deadlifts. And so I was kind of scared going into this. But the fear made me put myself in check. Shoulders back, back straight. My back didn't look straight. I promise it was straight. Shoulders back, shoulders tucked, back straight. Brace your core. When I hurt myself, I didn't do all that. Fear will control you to the point where you don't do anything about it. You can let it control you, and you don't do anything about it. You don't leave your house. Or you take it, and you use it as energy and motivation to do what you're scared of. Not doing something because it sucked the first time is letting fear control you and letting your fate pick you. I don't know if what I said made sense, but it's getting really hot and muggy out here, and I just woke up. So, thank you for watching. I know it's kind of quick. I didn't really talk too much in the gym. I forgot my tripod for my phone in the gym, and so I only had my camera, so the quality might not be as good either, but we're gonna get through it. I want to at least do this weekly because it gives me something to do. It makes me feel purposeful. My job isn't really fulfilling. I want to try to do this weekly, get this out every Thursday, maybe Friday. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I said some things that stuck with you, or if they didn't, then thank you for watching, at least, But yeah, end video.